not realizing that that aspect of just holding ourselves into like analysis paralysis of healing is actually keeping you in that stuck state of needing to be healed rather than just looking at it. Because when you look at something directly, hey everyone. So the last time I did a video was the day I plugged in my hard drive to edit and the hard drive failed, and then I freaked out and plugged in the other one and that one failed. And now in this instant, you wouldn't want to grab a third hard drive and plug that hard drive in, because if it's something with the computer and it's connecting and that's what's causing the hard drives to fail, you don't want to keep connecting it. Luckily, when I plugged in the third hard drive, because I was freaking out, I wasn't thinking straight, that hard drive worked just fine. So there is literally no rhyme or reason to why these hard drives failed. They were both brand new. They were brand new designs. They were the USB-C type, so I could plug in directly from my MacBook, which is also USB, and into my iPhone, which is USB-C. And they both failed. The oldest drive of the two was maybe 6 months old. Maybe I think that's maybe being generous. It might have been 4 months old. So both of them were under the 6-month mark. That should not have happened. I mean, it does happen, but it's really kind of unheard of to have two drives fail at the exact same time. I don't really play into the whole idea of like, witchcraft and things like that. I'm not negating that it exists, but I don't put my energy into things like that. And I don't sit at home and go, somebody has blocked my blessings and that's not fair. I always look at every blocked blessing as some sort of protection for something else that's going to come along later on, and I just can't see the full picture. And that is how I mentally deal with things happening, like a hard drive freaking failing. As a photographer, especially relatively new, like I just now got my first paid shoot, in August, and then I took some time in September to kind of chill, and then my hard drives crashed. So I've been kind of quiet the last month and a half, and I think I really needed that to just kind of calm down, because I was just pushing out content like this machine. And when they crashed, that was like all my work. It was everything. And it's crazy that it was 4 terabytes worth of data, because I've only been shooting consistently since February. The work that I had prior to February, prior to 2025, when I really first started practicing and shooting, would be August 2024. August 2024 to January 2025, I have that content on another hard drive, and that hard drive's it's not failed. But this has opened up my awareness to okay, I obviously need to have my content in 2 places. A lot of people, we already know this. I was just so new in that I'm okay, when I get another booking, I'll get one of those big hard drives. I wasn't able to get a booking before this happened. And so this is when we talk about high risk, high reward careers. That was a high risk for me. And that ended up costing $7,500 that I didn't have. I had to borrow money to make that happen. And I know a lot of people don't like to talk about their money situations and stuff like that, but I like to think I'm pretty transparent. I don't want to ever act like I'm not who I am, because things aren't perfect. But I don't look like what I've been through, what I'm struggling with. I don't look like that, because I keep my heart pure and I focus on the ways that which I can get better, or I can better a situation that I'm experiencing. And that's how I've been taught to deal with things. And I think my most frustrating aspect of all of this is I don't know the ways in which my kiddo is being shown how to deal with the world. And it takes a lot of self-awareness and grace to be able to have something like this happen and not completely crumble. And I think I did just go upstairs and lay on the bed, and I don't know that I was actually breathing for 20 minutes. I think I just laid there I was devastated, And the thing is going back to the ideal and discussion of negative energy and how it could be seen as witchcraft. When a person has a lot of unhealed aspects within themselves and they are trying to show these parts of self to another without actually activating the healing that's needed, what happens is they start to show aspects that people would want to be around, but they're not healing the parts of themselves that these aspects bring to reality. If you're pretending to be healed and that's what you're showing the world, and then you have someone that comes along, and if you were actually healed the way you're acting, this person that has come into your vicinity wouldn't trigger you. They wouldn't cause you so much strife and upset, and you wouldn't have to turn all of your triggered energy and your projections onto them. But because people are terrified of healing, and the aspect of healing is really like, we all do this, but when we don't want to heal something that really genuinely needs to be healed, the thing that we're usually doing is we're thinking about how hard it's going to be to heal it. We're like thinking of all the ways that it's going to hurt and all the ways it's going to set us back, but not realizing that that aspect of just holding ourselves into like analysis paralysis of healing is actually keeping you in that stuck state of needing to be healed rather than just looking at it. Because when you look at something directly, it changes, it shifts. Every time you look at something, and the way you look at something, it's going to shift the way it is, the way it exists for you. It's all of our built up life experiences. I need some tea here. I think I need to move the thing over just a little bit too, because the sun's right in my eyes. Hold on. Okay, I got a little off topic. I was talking about the healed parts of self, and when you pretend you're healed, you're going to bring people into your energy and your vicinity who need your help in some way. And not that we're all out here just to help heal people, but we all meet people on our path for a reason. So if you're out here acting like you're one way, that's going to quite possibly cause you karma if you come into someone else's vicinity and you pretend to be healed, but then you act triggered and you cause more trauma to them because you're not doing what you need to do. And also, side note, I'm putting off fixing my hair. So going back to all this energy stuff, I'm aware my hair is crazy. I'm aware it's yellow. Thank you. Anyway, when these people come into your vicinity that you otherwise would have been able to align with and connect with energetically, that would have helped them onto that next aspect of self, you kind of take on their karma and you take on new aspects of your own karma because you're out here playing a part that somebody actively needed you in, and you're not showing up that way. So I'm getting a little off topic. People in my life that I consider personal friends, I think a lot of them assume that my parents aren't alive. I'm very vocal about my uncle, who I view as my dad, who raised me as a dad. Not raised me every single day, but he was the one who sat with me when no one else would. And he did that for years and years, and he was my rock, and he was my hero, and he was everything to me. He's passed away, and I'll talk about him forever. That's how I just keep him alive. My mother, who is his sister, it's such a hard dynamic because as a mother, I can't fathom the things that I've experienced as a daughter from her. And I can't fathom ever doing these things to my own child. And her treatment throughout my childhood, throughout my lifetime, not just my childhood, because it's never stopped. It wasn't me that was the problem. I can't imagine ever doing that, treating my child that way, saying the things that she said to me, the ways that she's broken me down because she couldn't take my shine. All I've ever done is see my child and put my child up on a pedestal and then up, up, up. You can be whatever you want. Oh, don't be afraid. It's okay. They're afraid too. Here, let's have some fun. Everything I didn't get as a mother from her, she single-handedly taught me how to be an incredible mother to my own child. And when my own child is allowed to be around me, we have a wonderful relationship. I never questioned how good of a mother I am. That's never been a question to me. I have, unfortunately, it's taken 37 years for me to see that the man that I fell in love with and had a child with was the male version of my mother. And I didn't realize that my constant need to show up and be this submissive, type trad wife type thing, which is not who I am at all, was a wound, a mother wound, and me trying to heal that mother wound through him. And I think subconsciously, when I left, he started to show behavior that I couldn't deal with on my own if my dad wasn't here. And my dad was sick with cancer. So when I saw those behaviors, I fled. I fled. And part of the reason that I fled is because of the way I was brought up, the way I was taught, the ways in which she mothered me, the ways she told me I wasn't worthy of love, I was a waste of space. She was supposed to be in Vegas when she had me. So you were supposed to be in Vegas when you were 8 months pregnant? Really? Who goes to Vegas when they're 8 months pregnant? So I have only ever experienced resentment and hatred, and I took care of you my whole life, and I've been punished because she took care of me my whole life. So when I chose the choices that I did, they were fueled by the belief and the identity that I was still running through, which was the identity that my mother created, which was, you are shit, you are dirt, you don't deserve love. Look at your sister, she is everything you are not. Everything you do is set up to turn me out, to make me angry. You do this on purpose. Now, mind you, these were things I was being told at 5, 6, and 7. And by 11, I had figured out that if you take a screwdriver and you take apart the doorknobs off the door and you just keep that one middle part, you have the one part that you slip in and you turn, you can lock your door and no one can get in from the outside. Why would an 11-year-old need to know that? So then eventually she had someone come by, someone else's husband, by the way, now that I think about that shit, pick me all the way, and pick me women are so unsafe for other women. Thank God I had my grandmother. Thank God I had my aunts who were not like this, who taught me love through women. Because if I just had my mother, she would have destroyed me and made me a terrible human, because I would have been taught that's how you treat women. Her mother wasn't like this. I don't know where she learned it. I genuinely don't. I think it comes from the fact that our grandpa, my grandpa, her father, didn't want to be a father. I think he was just autistic, and he spent 40 years building by hand a wooden pirate ship. It's still in Vallejo Marina, the Witch of Wood. It's Witch of Wood. Go ahead and look it up. She sold that to somebody for like $1. That was something that should have stayed in our family. Do you know how many people have those types of boats? None. Do you know what I could have done business-wise for our family with that boat? Do you know what I could have done business-wise? See, I'm not ready to see this woman. And her, okay, did I even say it? I've been no contact with her for over 3 years, save for making a phone call, letting her know when my grandfather was in the hospital last year. And do you want to know how she reacted? I'm walking into Walmart to return something. Can I call you back and talk to you about this in just a little bit? Meanwhile, I'm saying he's in the ER right now. I just wanted you to know. And for me to call her as a mother, it should have signified to her, like, my child might be freaking out a little bit. But no, she couldn't be bothered because she wanted to return something from Walmart, of all places. I don't even go into that store. I think probably PTSD from her. I have a lot of anger. And this feminine rage that I feel for her is rightfully placed, because I'm not out here like, my mom did this to me. My mom did this to me. I cut her off several times over the last 15 years. And every time I let her back in, because the inner me is still just a little girl that wants her mother to fucking love her and to go, it's okay that you're autistic. It's not your fault, and I love you. You're perfect the way you are. For her to say to me the things that my uncle and grandma used to say to me, they're both dead now. So rude of them. Can we just take a moment of silence to think about how rude it is that they died on me? And if you knew my family, you'd know that me talking this way is not disrespectful, so don't come for me. We're wacky in that way. But yeah, I'm not ready to see her. And we've been no contact for 3 years now. Oh, actually, it might even be 4 or 5. I don't know. Trauma. I'll say 3 years for like 7 years. Okay, like I'd have to really think about it. The last time I saw her was 7 years ago, 6 or 7 years ago. Because I refuse to see her, she is flying in with my nephew because she doesn't do anything honestly. She uses children and she dangles them in people's faces as a way to gain control of a situation. And she has done this for a very long time. In fact, she called CPS when CPS did not need to be called on my child's father, which is why he took all contact from us 4 years ago when things were already so rocky. I was barely able to have that contact and connection. And she was moving to Texas and she wanted to say goodbye, and they didn't want her to see him. And so she called CPS. I was in Las Vegas. I was not here for this. I did not know what was happening until after she had done it. I just want to let you know, I'm at their house right now, called CPS. And then she has the audacity to verbatim say, you're the reason I don't have access to me. So she knows that this family member that's been there for me is all I have. And she heard through the grapevine of that I was doing well. Because I sent them, I think it was like my Instagram or something. And I honestly didn't think that that was something that would get back to her because I didn't realize that they talked. So she's worked out a situation with the family where if I call or contact anybody, they immediately hang up and call her. So I have a relatively large family and I have had to physically cut off everyone because of this. And I don't talk about this shit because this is my shit. And I don't really care about this. You know, I've healed from this. I would say I've healed from it, but I've acknowledged it and I've accepted it. She's been dead to me for a long time. So for her to try to come back from the grave and literally force herself into the house, like first it was, oh, my friend's gonna pick us up and we're gonna stay at her place. So, and then we're probably gonna go and see, you know, my nephew's coming with her, his grandparents, so he could see them. And then we'll probably stop by. So it was really out in the open. She was like, oh, we don't have, you know, we've got things. We don't really need anything from you. And then it went from, oh, well, she doesn't have a ride now. And our truck is 3-seater truck. So automatically her going, oh, I need you to pick us up. And something else that I've dealt with my entire childhood is she's always found ways to cut me out, to make sure that I am not allowed to be a part of it. There was actually one birthday in particular where I was already, like I said, I've struggled to see my kid, and it happened to be a weekend where I was allowed to see my kiddo, and it happened to be her birthday. And she told me verbatim all she wanted for her birthday was to see the family, have a birthday party with her grandchild, and not have me there to mess it up. Verbatim. So I gave that to her because I'm a kind fucking person. I shouldn't have. I think back on that and I'm like, oh no, you should have showed up and stayed right next to your kid the whole time. But I'm not maniacal like these people. I don't think like that. This is me angry now, years later, thinking about it like, damn, why were you so nice? Because that's how my heart is. I have a pure heart. So going back to the truck, you know, when we shared, I don't really leave the house very often. I love the truck, so it's not a big deal. It is if we have family coming into town and we need more than 3 spaces. So automatically she knows that by picking her up, he's gonna have to come, or I'm gonna have to come. It's either or, one of us is gonna have to go pick her up. And then it went from her friend can't pick her up, just pick her up, to, oh, now she has nowhere to stay and now she needs to stay in the house. And I live here, you know? I'm building a life from it being nothing from the last time I had a group of people work to take me out. And neurotypicals love to go, why would somebody do that? Why would somebody, or are you just full of yourself? No, I'm fucking autistic and I'm good at what I do. And that is a fucking threat to everyone who's not able to do what I do. The autism adds creativity in spaces that neurotypicals don't have. That is not a good thing for them. That is a threat to their bottom line every time. I'm just really tired of being gaslit by the people around me. Every person in my family is toxic because we were all raised by the same ideals. I was the black sheep. I was thankfully taken in under my uncle's wing, he became my dad. But he was the same way. He vocalized the toxicity. He pointed it out. He put a spotlight on it and said, this is not healthy. And then he went a step further and went, I'm not going to deal with that. And so the family stopped talking to him and he stayed alone all the time. And I understand now why he did. I used to think back, like I used to look back and I felt bad. I'm like, why are you always alone? Like, can I take you out and introduce you to some people? Like, do you want to meet some friends? And he didn't want to be around anybody. And now I know at 37, the shit that he was like, he couldn't tell me. And it's that he's done his soul work so deeply that everyone around him feels triggered by him, because when he speaks with such authenticity and such raw truth that it fucking stirs the demons in them. It stirs those parts of themselves where they haven't done that work. And so it's easier to attack the person pointing out all of the things that you don't want anyone else to see. If you attack them first, then nobody's gonna see all of the shit you've been fucking brushing under the rug. God, I miss him. I miss him so much because I just wish he was here. I wish he was alive so I could be like, I get it. And now I'm the one that's here alone and I'm like, fuck. No, I feel like there's this like loop, this familial loop of like trauma that's happening that's now passed down to my kiddo. And it's like, if he continues to see things a certain way and be taught things a certain way, it's going to take him just as long as it took me to figure out why his mom is the way that I am. Because I'm the black sheep. I'm the black sheep parent. And dad instilled fear so much so that it is easier to just blindly follow him than to risk My mom is hoping to come here, get information, cultivate some sort of narrative where she can tell the family that I'm not as good as everyone sees I am on social media. The problem is that narcissists are always trying to break the character of people who really are the way that we show up. You can't destroy the character of someone who never shows up any differently than how they actually are. This is actually genuinely who I am. And through all of the attacks and all the cruelty and the abuse and the mental terrorism, because that's what it's been for 37 years, she's cultivated a fucking warrior. And I don't think she's ready to meet this version of me, and I don't have the tact to hold this version of me back right now. And she doesn't deserve any energy from me. She doesn't deserve any emotion. She doesn't deserve this attention I'm giving her to tell you guys right now. And I'm not like, oh, I hate her and I'll never fix things. If she went to therapy and she did her work and she fucking came to me authentically with truthful, honest, genuine apologies where I could see that it's true, I would forgive my mother in a heartbeat, because I am a girl who wants her mother to be her mother. But also, since we're talking about all of our dirty laundry, when she was 15 years old, she was bullied so bad she took a handful of pills. And they had to rush her to the hospital and pump her stomach, and that shit fried her brain. I am convinced this is why she is the way she is. And with someone who has chemically fried their brain, if there is like a disconnect which correlates empathy and love towards certain people, or just allows you to find forgiveness or to open your brain enough, your mind enough to see things in a different perspective, then you are not a safe person to be around. So instead of fucking telling every person that'll listen to you, oh, my daughter doesn't listen to me, doesn't want to talk to me, take everything I've said to you over the last 37 years and write it down, and then you'll answer your own question as to why I don't want to talk to you. It's not that I just am ungrateful, because I am so grateful for the things she's done. And unfortunately, she was conditioned and taught that you become a mother no matter what. You don't make any concessions. You don't make any compromises. You just stop being who you are to be mom. And so when I found out that she literally thought she had to stop being who she was so she could be a mom, all I said was, I'm so sorry that no one told you that you could be who you are and still be a mother. No wonder you resent me so much. She's like, I gotta go. She's never, ever been able to have a transparent, real conversation with me, because I stir up shit she's been running from for over 60 years. To be 60 years old, I actually think she's like 62, to be like 62 years old and to not have the ability to deal with this shit, so you continue to drag your own child as a mother, I will never understand this, ever. It's a brain chemical mixture here, okay? She fried her fucking brain. That is how I have to handle that. That is how I have to accept that. She fried her brain at 15. She stunted her growth at a 15-year-old level. She will never, ever change. And unfortunately, she was taught, do it all yourself, don't find a man. If only she had been taught, just go find a husband, she probably would have been a somewhat okay mom, because she's just been in this masculine energy for years. But it's because she doesn't do her fucking work, so she's got to keep cutting people off and running. Toxic people always say those of us who are highlighting the toxicity are toxic. It's because they don't want anyone to hear what we're saying. My nervous system is fucking wrecked right now because of this woman, and she knows that's what this does to me. She's not a good person. You cannot be a good person knowing that someone has so many boundaries up against seeing you, and you're like, let me ignore all those boundaries and fly into where they live. And the frustration is that my hard drives that I've been waiting for, I was able to get them back. I was able to get them recovered. They will be here tomorrow, delivery. He's got to leave at 5 to go, a little bit before 5, like 3 something, to go pick them up from the airport. I have to sign for my hard drives arriving tomorrow, and they said at latest 8 p.m. Because of this hard drive fiasco, it has taken all of the plans that I made to carefully avoid her so I can keep my nervous system intact, and it's just blown them out the window. And I'm like, what type of devilish? So I have a few different options. and I'm not quite sure what I'm doing. I still need to go fix my hair because I'm going to be out in public with my friend in a couple days, and I don't really care about the extensions. Thank God I don't care about that anymore. I was really thinking about that yesterday. Like, man, if I cared about my extensions, I wouldn't be able to get any of this done because I'd be working on the stupid hair. I don't know. I just wanted to kind of open up. I'm seeing where my healing is causing me to like really choose boundaries that like I would have just been like, oh, well, I guess this is the way it is. No, fuck no, this isn't the way it is. I'm not doing this. I'm really proud of myself. And I really hope it just all goes through really good, but I have not done a vlog in so long. My phone's been so full. Finally just got everything off. What I had to do is grab one of my 265 gigabyte memory cards for my camera and just put that in the card reader and put that into my phone and just uploaded all the files onto that. So I've got it on the little card reader until I can put them on my hard drives. It's just, damn, dude, that really hit me. And because of how much money was paid to get the hard drives back, I could have bought a whole other camera, brand new R5, a couple lenses, got a car. So I'm grateful. I'm so grateful that I am loved and supported enough that I was able to get that back, because some people don't have that, and that's not lost on me at all. I'm always so grateful for what I have and where I'm at. That was scary, and it did take me out for a minute. And dealing with several businesses of women-owned businesses who are, instead of seeking collaboration, attempting to gang up together with other businesses to hinder my growth. And it's just, thank God I got this passport, because it looks like I'm gonna have to travel. I don't know why people are like this beyond they just don't want to do their healing. And I'm very loud about the way I exist, because I've fought for years to have this voice. I will be damned if I'm gonna sit down and water myself down now because people around me don't want to do their healing. Go to therapy. Quit blaming people who've fucking done their work. If anything, sit down and have a conversation with us, because we probably have a conversation with you if you're not being passive aggressive and petty. If you're passive aggressive and petty, I'm probably never going to talk to you. Anyway, I gotta go ready. I have no idea what I'm packing. I don't know where I'm going yet. It's just this woman. I will never do this to my child. Like, currently right now, my child isn't speaking to me. I send text messages periodically or voice messages periodically to just let him know I'm here. I love you. It's okay that you're mad. I'm still going to let you know I love you and I'm here and I hope you have a good day, because my mother never did those things for me. And I know eventually my child will come back to me and we will have a relationship, because I have been the mother that I did not get. And while he may be a bit confused about things because of a narrative that's been filled, the consistent action of trying to connect with him will reach him. And I know that. And no one will stop me. All right, I look a little scary over here like this. All right. See you later.